I'm very excited to announce our newest book, Grounded in Gratitude. Okay, I want to tell you a little bit how we got to the point of this book. So growing up as an athlete, I was always on my A game. So, in 7th, 6th, 7th grade, I was an all-star basketball team. We traveled all around, the state, other states. I practice hours a day, shoot 100, and then shoot 100 free throws every day. From there, go to boxing, going 6 days a week. My dad takes me to run, and he's going to ride his bike. I'll run beside him at lunch in junior high. I'll go off and shadow box and things. I've always been totally committed. As a powerlifter, I moved all around the country to chase my dream. Every Saturday, I used to drive 137 miles each way to do squats and deadlifts. So point being, I've never had I've always sort of, and then by this kind of work ethic, and I always did mental movies, things like that, use the right kind of speech. I never had, I got to the point where in powerlifting I achieved unconscious competence. It means basically automatically doing what you got to do. You don't have to think about it. Sort of like Mike Tyson, when he feels something on his glove, he counters it with a right. He was just sitting there and think, oh yeah, hey, I'm going to throw a punch now. Okay, so as an athlete, that's where I was. So let's go a step forward. Decided to move to Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to train there. I'm going to start a personal training business. With that business, people tell me it would take about a year or so to get full. But I applied these exact same principles to what I did as an athlete. Positive talk, mental imagery, all that kind of stuff. And within 6 weeks flat, I was full. I did all the right stuff I needed to do. It happened so quickly. From there, I decided, I'm going to take this strength to the next level. Decided to move to the Dallas-Fort Worth area and train at Metroflex Gym in Arlington, Texas, where we're at right now. Okay, so I moved down from Nashville, and my idea from there was just do enough work to get by, make ends meet so I could focus on training. Moving to this rasty apartment, this horrible place, but I loved it, I'm following my dream. I'm here at Metroflex. I'm training as hard as I can. There's a Waffle House right next to it. All you can eat Chinese, real cheap. All that stuff. I'm getting stronger, making gains. Came to do what I had to do. I loved it the whole time. A lot of people to see live in this, 400 square foot apartment, and think it's a bad thing. I absolutely loved it. So from there, I decided, at that point, that season sort of passed. After that, my personal thirst for strength had been quenched. So from there, I'm going to take it to the next level business-wise. So I started training people at Metroflex. Okay, and I'm doing well there. But Brian, someone who's been my biggest supporters, made a comment one time that no one has ever made a living as a trainer at Metroflex Gym. I'm thinking, dang, that's in the back of my head the whole time. So I'm sort of having this loser self-fulfilling prophecy of maybe it can't be done. That's 100% on me for thinking that way. So anyways, I started to build up here and get training more and more groups doing better and better, things like that. And, I decided at that point, I got offered a job. And the job, I'm going to take that job. And I totally chicken shitted out. I was doing a great thing, and I was building up here, and I totally chickened out. So I'm going to take this job, play it safe. So I had the steady paycheck. Things are going, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to take any sort of risks. And I did that. This job was going to let me live up to my potential. It was very nice people at the job, so friends from there. And so it wasn't mistreated, treated great, that kind of thing, but it wasn't going to allow me to fulfill my potential. So from there, the last conversation I ever had with my mentor in lifting, Steve Hall, who died right after, I remember I told him, hey, I'm going to quit that place. He said, good. He said, everybody's going to be high fives there and all that stuff, but you're never going to live up to your potential because you won't be challenged. So from there, I decided, I'm quitting. So in that time, what I did is I'm going to have no guaranteed paycheck. So I set a goal. When I quit, I want to beat my, my last month there. I'm going to beat it my first month pay-wise at my new business venture than I did at my job. And I was able to achieve that goal. So in that mean process, I read everything I could get my hands on. I wanted to learn all these mental strategies. I read this book called Psycho-Cybernetics, and that totally changed my life. From there, I was able to, I had more business I know how to do with. So fast forward now, I'm at Metroflex, training 12, 13 hours a day, things like that. Training these kids that are doing very well, are sort of getting splinters in their ass from riding the pine. Now all of a sudden they're getting college scholarships. Members that have been here before for years, never had a personal trainer, and they've really been noticed by the big guys. All of a sudden, are deadlifting 700 pounds, bench pressing 500 pounds raw. People like Johnny Jackson notices, he hops on board. Branch does it. Big Al, and it kind of snowballed from there to where I am today. So, at this point, I was there 13 hours a day. So from there, decided to do Jailhouse Strong. Don Banshee and I, the co-author, been best friends, you know, for decades, known each other since kindergarten. And we go Jailhouse Strong. We've always been fascinated by that type of training, and we want to give people a way to free themselves from what currently imprisons them. Huge success. From there, we have Jailhouse Strong Successful Mindset. It's sort of a precursor to this book, Grounding Gratitude. So the whole point of this is a Dom, you know, world champion in jiu-jitsu, PhD, you know, done all these mental things. I've done all these mental things, and we put our heads together, and we realized what it all came down to is gratitude. Had I not taken the job that it wouldn't allow me to fulfill my potential, I wouldn't have met my wife. I think I have the best, Jennifer, I have the best family in the world, I think. I wouldn't have them if I didn't take that job. You know, training at 24-hour fitness. I mean, I would rather, you know, wade through hell in a gasoline suit than do that, but I learned what I didn't want there. I learned, like, you know, all these sort of different skills along the way. So where I'm at now, for even what didn't seem like a setback at the time, was really a setup, and it all came down to gratitude. So that's the base of what we're talking about. Then we've used all sorts of individual strategies along the way, with people setting world records, making $1 million business deals in our own personal selves. And we've brought that to you to share it with you to help you live your best life now. Grounded in Gratitude, link in the description at the bottom of the video.